CP3 and Zion. LeBron stood up, took some issue with one name left off that list. He said Devin Booker is the most disrespected player in our league. Simple as that. Twan, was Devin Booker snubbed?
Oh, 110% he was snubbed. He's one of the most efficient players that we got in this league, efficient scores. Everybody right now is giving Chris Paul all the credit for Phoenix's turnaround, but it's really Devin Booker becoming a better star, accepting another guy like Chris Paul and his team. He's been exceptional all year. He's the go-to guy for them. It's unfortunate that he got snubbed. I think he would end up making it with Anthony Davis not probably being able to play, but he definitely should have made it, especially with AD being hurt. But I think even if AD is still healthy, he should replace Chris Paul.
Oh, wow.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah, no, ain't no wow, Nick. Stop it, Nick. And wait your turn. Look, I'm a football guy, and I know he got snubbed. We're talking about Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns who haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. You talking about how super consistent he's been down the stretch since his hamstring's been healed. 9 out of the 10 last games, and he's shooting 55% from the field, 46% from three. Please, he got snubbed. And I'm not the only one to share those sentiments in the football world. The Arizona Cardinals even know it. They're tweeting about it. You got Saquon Barkley on the East Coast, on the East side, with the New York Giants talking about how he got snubbed. Everybody know he got snubbed, Nick.
Here's the thing. Devin Booker's awesome. In the East, Devin Booker's a no-doubter, and we'll get to the disastrous Eastern Conference team in a moment. I don't know what the coaches were thinking. In the West, who are you taking off? If he goes on, someone has to come off. Who are we taking off? Because I heard, now, Antoine said Chris Paul. That's what I said wow to. Chris Paul is the difference in the team. Devin Booker is averaging almost the exact same that he did last year, actually fewer points, 1% better from the field. So why, instead of winning 45% of their games, are they winning 60% of their games? Chris Paul, are we taking off Zion? Like Brandon, I heard you perk up there.
You taking
First of all, it doesn't matter about it.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Let's talk about this first. And correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the basketball expert. But the last I knew, it's not about wins or losses. It's about, are you an all-star? Are you one of the greatest basketball players on earth right now today? So, you know, miss me with how many points he's averaging compared to last year. Take off AD. That's who you take off. AD is having a bad year. That's the answer.
Well, you got to put this in perspective. Anthony Davis has not been the top 24 player in the league this year. He should not be on the team. That's out of respect, and I understand that he has not been that. I don't know why people think that.
Okay.
And then obviously, Chris Paul has been solid. Chris Paul's been solid, but when you compare the teams last year, Chris Paul took an OKC team and really took a bunch of young guys and won some games. This core was put together and already in place already with the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul's helped them get over the hump, but Devin Booker's been the best player on that team.
And this core could never win half of their games before Chris Paul got there. As far as Anthony Davis goes, all right.
You remember the bubble,
the Anthony Davis slander. I remember the bubble. And I remember the bubble. And they went undefeated. They went undefeated in the bubble. Chris Paul was not on that team. And yet, hold on. They went undefeated in the bubble and didn't even make the play-in because they had been so terrible pre-bubble. But that's not the point. The point is the following. Hold on. Because you said Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis did not take the leap we thought he would take. However, if we're just saying just raw numbers, Devin Booker is giving you 25, 4, and 4. Anthony Davis is giving you 23, 8, and 3. So the numbers are comparable, and Anthony Davis is obviously, without question, far more impactful on the end of the court. Brandon doesn't care about the defensive end. You can't, and by the way, despite his injury, Devin Booker's only played 3 more games than Anthony Davis. I love Booker, but I'm not taking Chris Paul off. I'm not taking Zion off. I'm not taking AD off. I think they got it right. I don't think he was
Can we go to the East now?
All right.
Let's go to the East.
As we agree to disagree, let's do it, Brandon. Here we go. Reserves in the East: Harden, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, Ben Simmons, Zach LaVine, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic. Antoine, what was your biggest gripe with the East reserves?
It's got to be Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons should not be an all-star this year. I know people want to reward the Sixers because they have the best record so far in the Eastern Conference, but it should not be that. If you're going to take somebody off the Sixers, it should be Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has been unbelievable this season, very quiet. He doesn't have the big name like a Ben Simmons, but Tobias Harris has been the second best player on the Philadelphia 76ers, so he deserves to make it over that. And then if you want to throw another guy in the mix, what about Bam Adebayo? Why is he not on the All-Star team? He should be making his second All-Star appearance on this team. There's no way that he should not be on the team. So you got to put that in perspective as well. And then you got a bunch of guys in the Eastern Conference that you can all throw in a big pool that are all guys that are like 4 or 5 games under 500 that have had really good seasons. The Trae Youngs, the Jeremy Grants, Sabonis. You know, those guys are all in the mix. Fred VanVleet. So you got a bunch of guys in the same spot. But the true All-Star should have been Tobias Harris off the Philadelphia 76ers if you want to reward a team for being the first place in the Eastern Conference.
So the guy that I'm going to go with, you got to put more respect on his name. You just say, oh, a couple of guys, and you just start throwing out just names. Trae Young is the answer here. Come on, man. Like, I'm not paying to watch or go to a game and see Vucevic. I'm not going to see Randle. Randle's having a great year. I get it. I understand the Knicks are now in the playoffs at this moment. But Trae Young, when you think about all-star, shooting from half court, sweet with the ball in his hands, can do it. Trae Young, all-star. That's the answer.
Okay. So I have a take prepared, but first I must, once again, Antoine comes on and just throws these haymaker takes that I'm just not prepared for. Right now, Ben Simmons is the Defensive Player of the Year. The defensive erasure that goes on the right side of the screen by Twan and Brandon has to stop. He is a massive part of the Sixers' success. Obviously, he's an all-star.
I agree with you there. I'll give you
Domantas Sabonis should be in over Vucevic. I think everyone knows that but the Eastern Conference coaches, but nobody cares about either of those players. So more importantly, Trae Young should be there. Who should be out? So here's the deal. Guess what, Boston Celtics? You don't get 2 all-stars. You're under 500. Do you know the last team to have multiple all-stars that's under 500? Wait, do you want to know it?
Get everyone off the all-star.
No, you don't know it because it never happens. You don't get 2 all-stars if you're sub 500. So pick, you either get Brown or Tatum. I think Brown's been a tick better than Tatum, Antoine. So Brown gets to go.
Hey.
Tatum, sorry, but you're sub 500 in the East is dreadful this year. It's got 3 teams that warrant any mention in Philly, Brooklyn, and Milwaukee. So you can't be under 500 and get 2 all-stars. Tatum's out. Trey's in. Tatum's out.
Okay.
Antoine. You know I'm right.
Rash Celtics decisions.
No, I don't mind that take, Nick, if you're going to take that approach. But stop telling me that Ben Simmons is an all-star because he can play defense. That don't make you an all-star. That means like
The
Bruce Bowen
best
should have made
defensive player in the league.
Yes.
Hey, listen, that's like saying Bruce Bowen should have made 15 all-star teams.
Right.
He can't score.
Right.
He shoots the ball 10 times a game. He shoots 16% from the 3. He has not improved that. And he shoots 68 from the free throw line. He's not an all-star in the NBA right now. It is too many Trae Youngs, Jeremy Grants, Bam Adebayo. It's too many other good young players that are putting up good numbers on subpar teams if we're going to go with
throwing Trae Young's name around like that. Throwing Trae Young's name around like that.
You've lost it.
Respect on his
Jenna,
name.
Antoine's
All right,
lost
let's
it.
move on.
He's lost his mind.
LeBron James, to no surprise, top vote getter for the All-Star game, so he'll have the honor of picking first in the All-Star draft. Antoine Walker, ton of star power. Who should LeBron take first overall?
I'm sure you guys all watched basketball last night, and I guess we can just bring it up now. It was a no-brainer. Luka, you got to take Luka. One of the best point forwards in the league, probably second behind LeBron. When you talk about a guy who can handle and make plays for other guys, and then he's one clutch player that closes it out. LeBron, take Luka. Have a lot of respect for him. He's not going to win MVP this year, but he's on a monster tear right now.